Hello and welcome to the 2017 GLIAC Baseball Preview. I'm Logan Smith with head coach of the baseball team, Tim Mead. Welcome.
Thanks, Logan.
And let's just start with a short recap from last year. It was an incredible, fun run all the way to the GLIAC championship game. Came up just short, but the success that the team had, especially down the stretch, was absolutely amazing.
It was simply a blast, and it was lifetime memories by a special group of people that bonded and grew to love each other and just figured it out. Maybe some relaxed, some focused better, some handled failure better, but overall as a team, everybody bought in. We do a lot of player development, and the players started buying in more and more. And once they gained confidence, as in any sport, it was a blast to watch throughout the last half of the season and obviously the tournament. And we were playing our best baseball at the end, which is what every coach wants a team to do.
I mean, just for me personally, being here for the last 8 years, it was definitely the most enjoyable season for me to watch. But at the same time, that gives higher expectations going forward. And with that, we have the bulk of the lineup also coming back. One thing that was kind of like a hallmark of the last season in general, not just with our team, but kind of around the conference, was the high offensive output between a majority of the teams, especially with us. We had records broken. Capel was one of the best hitters in an all Midwest region selection. Let's talk about the lineup. We had, out of the 14 players that recorded hits last year, 12 of them returned, I believe. So, yeah, let's talk about the offense.
Luke is a preseason All-American honorable mention in the ABCA. Luke had a phenomenal season. There was no one that deserved it more. The year before, he hit into more line drive outs. He caught fire, and he led us in so many different categories. I think the big two he broke were doubles and RBIs. I think he led the entire league in RBIs. And he came into his own, and he was one tough kid to get out. Stallnaker, Andrew hit like 385, was our leading hitter, came up time and time again with big hits. And he was a guy who came to the plate in the ninth inning in the championship game. He's the guy we wanted. And hit it right on the screws and lined out to the left fielder. The thing that I liked most about Stahl was the leadership that he was showing in the dugout. And he got the guys going, and they responded to him. And we're hoping that he will pick right up where he left off last year. Austin Zink, it was a tough year for Austin because he student taught in the fall, spent so many hours teaching, and he does such a great job at teaching kids that offensively he didn't hit like he wanted, and we are very, very excited this year. He has put in tons of hours, and talk about long hours, work ethic. He's ready. I know he is. I'm so glad he came back for his last season. He's working on his master's. He's another guy that's going to really hit it for us, and we're excited with him. Those are our middle of the lineup. Johnny Knight. Johnny had, I think, 6 or 8 home runs last year. He works hard in the gym. He comes in all the time and has a tremendous work ethic. He can hit for power. He can hit for average. So he does a little of both. And some of the other seniors, James Thomas, our shortstop, JT, again, has such a high standard. He's very hard on himself. JT has a potential to have a very good season. Hopefully he will offensively. Tyson Lawtonen's a senior. Tyson had a great year last year, was our 2-hole hitter, led us, I think, in sacrifice bunts. And again, he came up with hit after hit at a big time when we needed it. And all seniors that we're hoping will continue to lead us. And we've added with Andrew Check. Andrew redshirted last year, big, strong young man who can drive the baseball. We're excited what he can do. Anthony Bova transferred in from Akron. Anthony's got 1 year, and he's working on his graduate school. We're excited that hopefully he can help us in the outfield. And, of course, Jared Kitzler and Jordan Grubb, those two guys are phenomenal guys, work their socks off in every day, working at it. Both good hitters, Kitz from the left side, Grubby from the right. So we're excited about those two. Eric Connor was a freshman last year from Moeller and had a tremendous season at the plate. Had some really big, he had a real big home run here with Ashland. We were down by 1. I think he had a 3-run home run late. And the experience that Eric got is going to help him immensely. And then we have a newcomer named Marcus Bob. Marcus is from Florida, grew up right down the street from Warner University where we used to play, and was at Lakeland. And he played with some of our guys in the summer, and our guys really we like him a lot. We love his competitiveness. He hit a routine single in the fall and hustled his way to second base. And from that point on, our guys have really been excited to have him with us. So we're hoping that 1 through 9, there's not an easy out.
Well, if last season showed anything, it was definitely that we were not an easy out with the offensive production we had. Let's transfer those players into the field. Again, a majority of those guys return in the field. You got the infield pretty much returning intact. Let's just start there.
If we start at first, Stolniker and Czech will be our first baseman. Mm-hmm. Bob will be at second, JT at short. Alec Graves, a freshman from Cincinnati Moeller's done a real nice job. He'll give both. He can play anywhere, second, short, third. Tyson Lautinen back at third with Avery Janning. Avery was redshirted a year ago. Mm-hmm. Avery has come into his own. That would probably be our main guys in the infield. Of course, Capel and Zink behind the plate, mm-hmm. those guys. Johnny Nola's a senior, gives us some great depth, and Spencer Helwig, who we redshirted a year ago. Those guys will help us. In the outfield, probably start Knight, Bova, and Connor. Kitzler and Grubb will also see playing time. So the 5 of them, whether it's a rotation, whether it's whoever's hot, and whoever's playing and hitting. Coach Davidson has done such an amazing job with all our hitters. We broke like 6 or 7 school records last year mm-hmm. offensively. And a big reason is they bought into what he's doing. And obviously Power with hitting 58 home runs in 55 games. And we did so well with doubles. We need to improve some areas like walks and stolen bases, but he's done a magnificent job with our hitters, and it showed, and we're really excited to hopefully continue that this year.
Now, on the opposite end of the hitting and the fielding as well, you have to have a strong battery. Obviously, we know what we got behind the plate, but in front of the plate, you get down the stretch, you definitely have to have strong arms and good pitching.
Coach Wagler does a magnificent job with our pitching staff. He's a great teacher of the fundamentals, of the mechanics. He is calm, composed. It starts with him. And one of the reasons our staff does so well is because of the grace, the competitiveness, the teaching that he has done with our pitching staff. Our number one's Matt Oshway. Matt has earned that right. He had a great end of the year last year, came on strong for us, was our best pitcher in the fall. And that's a tough role to play, pitching against everyone else is number mm-hmm. one. But we're excited. MJ Nara probably slides into our number 2 spot right now. MJ's a redshirt freshman coming off surgery. He's got a lot of talent. Again, pitched very well in the fall for us. And then after that, we're not sure 3 and 4, that could rotate. We're hoping a very, very strong bullpen mm-hmm. from Tyson Lautinen was our closer last year. He pitched the championship game against Grand Valley State. He could start some games for us. He could close some games. Joey Beals, Ryan McSweeney, Justin Havorka, Alexander. Those guys are all upperclassmen, all experienced, all got valuable experience from the tournament last year. that'll be key for us, similar to what the Indians did, you know, with their bullpen having those 3 or 4 steady, consistent guys. And we'll have that. We got some good freshmen, and Luke Miller, Hyatt Shenefield, those two, they could either start, they could come out of the pen. Nick Bebout, Aiden Malachik. We've got some depth, and we're going to rely on that depth, especially when you're playing 32 innings on the weekends.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully our depth will, and Coach Wagler does such an incredible job. He'll get the very best out of each and every one, I can guarantee you that. Other relievers that could also spot start for us, guys like Mark Mitiga. Mark had a pretty good spring, pitched well in the summer. We're excited what he could do. And again, he can be out of the pen or start for us. Anthony Krokos has the potential to be a good reliever. He's probably more of a 1-inning guy. Yeah, and 2 other possible relievers are Joe Purrier and Frankie Freight. Both are a little bit different, but both. Joe has 3 years experience, and if he's on, he's tough to hit. And Frankie's older brother Vince pitched at Ashland, and Frankie brings so much energy, enthusiasm, has worked very, very hard. So we have a slew of pitchers who we're going to need all of them to be successful.
Now, looking forward to this season, we have a few games before our spring break, but let's just talk about our schedule coming up before the GLIAC schedule.
We open up at California, PA. We're looking forward to that. Cal beat us pretty good last year, 3-4. So we'll go down and play at the Washington Wild Things place and hopefully compete with them on a Sunday, February 26th. And then we have a week, and then we'll fly to Florida. We've got a pretty good schedule. We play Florida Tech, a couple teams from Minnesota that are very, very good. Mankato State and Duluth are 2 of the best teams in the country. And so we played Duluth twice, Mankato, and we'll be playing Notre Dame down there. We'll be playing Lewis out of Illinois. We've got a task of a good schedule down there. That'll help us be ready for GLIAC action when we come back.
Sounds good. Definitely looking forward to this season. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, Logan.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it.
And that is the 2017 Baseball GLIAC preview for head coach Tim Mead. I'm Logan Smith. Thank you for watching, and go Cavs.